Do you follow Mayhem?
Yep.
I didn't realise that. I thought you wrote your own.
Yeah, I did for a long time, and then I did Think Tank for a while, and then I was obviously Raw for a little while. But since Tori and like this year, I just sort of was just looking around, wanted some options, jumped on Mayhem for a little while, and I haven't left. I loved it. Like, yeah, it's been really good, and the like the variety that it gives, the options on there are really good for someone like me. Like, so yeah, I like it.
At least there's heaps of other athletes who do it as well, so you can talk to other people about it.
Yeah, I actually try not to look at the leaderboard too much because I don't want to. I just try and stay in my own lane a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. There are heaps of people on it. So if you want to train buddy, you could probably reach out. And, we're lucky though. We got like each other though. So.
Well, what's it like training with Jake?
It's fun. Yeah, it's always fun. I don't know, good competition sometimes.
Yeah.
Other times not.
Oh man.
10 band push-ups, 4 rounds.
A lot of training. After finishing at Torian, obviously, where'd you finish?
I finished 10th at Torian.
Yeah? Were you super happy with that?
Yeah, extremely happy. My goal was to be like top 15, like that's sort of what I set out that I would like to achieve, and then I just said, like, I put it out there, I was like, if I get top 10, I'd be just absolutely stoked, and then happened to be 10th as well, which was, I think my ranking for the quarterfinals, I think it was 10th, so it kind of just stayed the same between the two, which is pretty cool. So
wow, that's so
it'd be
good.
a cool theme if it stayed like that. But yeah, so I was really chuffed with that.
Yeah. So since then, what have you done, like training wise? Have you done any comps, or are you just doing Down Under and that's it?
Yeah, I've got Down Under coming up. I haven't done any comps since Torian, and training's been a little bit more focused on strength, obviously because that's my weakness. So still obviously trying to keep my fitness level pretty much the same and skill level the same, but we prioritise strength for me a little bit more at the start of the session, so when I'm a bit fresher, I'll get my strength done. And then next thing up is Down Under in Wollongong, and then 2 weeks after that we're going to do Tri-Fit in Newcastle, which is the same sex triples.
Brody Scott's gym.
Yeah. So Maisie, myself, and then Caitlin, another.
Yeah,
we'll do that together. So
that'd be fun.
Yeah, pretty keen.
I don't think you held it last year, did you? The year before?
No.
I did it the year before.
Oh, did ya? Yeah. I've done it once, but when it was the old owners, it was Raw Commando.
Yep.
Yeah. And it was so fun. And like, it's been so long since we've done comps in general, but like a team comp.
There's heaps of comps, I reckon.
Yeah, there's so many. I think they're just making up for COVID times. But,
yeah. All right. So what are we going to do now? We're going to do a go word before the workout.
We're going to do a go word before we get into our 30-minute of AMRAPs.
Yeah. All right. I'll ask you more questions after.
Cool.
Baby, I'm a gangster too. It takes two to tango. You don't wanna mess with me. Baby, I'm a gangster too. Baby, I'm a gangster too. Baby, I'm a gangster too.
Yeah.
All right, Jake. Welcome back to the channel. So you're like the second person we ever did a vlog with, because initially we did Luke, obviously because it's close, and then we came here. So it was like a few years ago. So it was straight after Down Under back then, which was a sanctional, and you'd hit that massive clean and jerk and stuff, and you set the record for CrossFit and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So walk me through what's happened since then. Like, what's been going on?
Oh yeah, it's been a whirlwind. So we caught up, it was after Down Under, right? Yeah. So we did Down Under, and then I subluxed my elbow pretty much, like 3 weeks. Oh no, actually from Down Under I flew to New Caledonia in a training camp. So we did that, and then when I got back, that's when you must have came down, I think, because it was straight after that. And then maybe the week after you guys were here, I had subluxed my elbow, so I got ruled out.
Because you were supposed to compete
in Samoa.
Yes,
Yeah, for the like Com champs, the Oceania champs.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks before I was meant to fly out, I subluxed my elbow in training. Yeah, so
what were you doing, like a snatch or a clean
yeah,
jerk,
like
or?
50 kilo snatch. Yeah,
50 kilo snatch?
Yeah, literally, like that's where I felt it. I just, I don't know, I just was warming up with some powers and some and some squats, and as I sort of extended out, I just felt that like a pop in my elbow. Yeah, and I was like, oh, it feels really weird. And then just sort of gave me a bit of grief, but I still did my session. And then the next day it like swelled up, I could barely move I had no flexion in my bicep. And I was going to see Bobby D and Jess that weekend. So as I was driving to Sydney, like Rob had said to me, he's like, oh, I think that you've done something, you should probably get it checked out. So Rob actually helped me get an appointment, I think, or the AWS, someone though, so they got me in like straight away.
Yeah.
And they just said, look, it's sublux, not much you can do about it. My ligaments were all lax in it, so he's like, if you compete, you could dislocate it completely, and then it's a long time.
Yeah.
So yeah, they gave me all these things that I couldn't do for like 6 months. So I stayed away from them all, but it was super boring.
Yeah.
And they said to me like, oh, you could do anything else though. So I went back and played some footy and tore my ACL. So I went from, doing down under and travelling around sanctionals and about to represent Australia to subluxed elbow, torn ACL, sitting on my balcony, not being able to my whole, my right arm was cooked and my left leg was shot. And
oh God.
So yeah.
So that's
it was a roller coaster.
Big, and then since then you had a second surgery on your knee.
Yep. So I tried.
You were going to compete again, weren't you?
Yeah. Yep. So after I did my knee, I was actually going to try the non-surgical.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did that for like 3-4 months. My knee was coming really good. And then we went to the beach and I was chasing Frankie into the water. I misstepped and hyperextended my knee, because that's sort of what the ACL does. It's a break. Yeah. And and that's when I tore my meniscus. So then it was you had to get surgery.
Yeah.
So I did. I went and got the initial the ACL done, and then got the meniscus repaired. Then got it stitched, and then we went the year, and then I come back to an Ollie lifting comp and re-tore my knee again.
Man.
Yeah. So then I had the next surgery, which was November last year.
Yep.
Which brings us to now, pretty much.
Yeah, and then you competed at Torian, which was how many months after your last surgery?
Yeah, well, I mean, the Open was only 3 or 4 months after that, so it was November. I think it was the beginning of November I got the surgery. December, January, February, March. Yeah, so it was 5 months to the Open, and then, 7 months maybe until the actual Torian. So yeah, I was I didn't even think I'd be able to do the Open at the time, but the workouts that came out just happened to go really well, and as I started lifting again, I knew we'd get something heavy in the quarters.
Yeah.
And I hadn't been doing all that much, so it was sort of good timing in a way. I had not great prep, but enough 4 weeks of doing some squats, and then the Open came in. So I was oh, okay, I've at least been doing some. Then I had 4 weeks of doing some strength work before, but I'm just excited to have a season where I get a full pre-season or off-season, instead of just chasing my tail, going into Torian, I'd done very little running or box jumps or lots of things that, I had no volume in, because I was just trying to look after the knee.
Yeah.
So.
And then you came 5th at Torian.
Yeah, I know.
Which was so epic. How awesome.
Yeah, I know. I don't know where it came from either. I got no idea. I think, because I'd been at, I'd done enough comps previously and never had, I'd always had that 1 or 2 that let me down.
Yeah.
But then at Torian, obviously had a poor event in the first one, and then after that, after that they were all top 10s. So I was I don't know.
I think everyone had a poor event in that first
one.
Yeah,
and I just I just hadn't been.
Oh,
man, there were heaps of them did though. Like what Beto did to that. He made that event look effortless. It's watching. I don't know. But yeah, after that, I don't know where it came from. I'm really happy, and I think it's just it's trying to take it more seriously and focus on it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Now, whereas before I was a little bit, ADHD with it, and did a lot of things. Tried to compete in weightlifting and this, and still go to footy train and do all these things. Whereas I tried to narrow my focus after the second surgery of alright, if I want to do this, I should probably just focus on this for a little while.
Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah, it's tough.
Geez, those rounds added up quick.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I tried to make sure like my bike was slow for the first half. After 15.
Yep.
Got my breath back and then tried to make my burpees go in intervals like 5 fast, 5 slow.
Yep.
Pretty good.
Alright, so how long have you been doing CrossFit for?
Been doing CrossFit for, I think this is my 5th year.
Yeah?
5. At the end of the year, it'll be 5.
So how old are you now?
23?
23.
Yeah.
Oh, so you started like as a teenager?
Yeah, I finished gymnastics and like I need something to do and came to CrossFit and I was fresh 18 when I started CrossFit.
Wow,
So,
that's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
So before you started CrossFit, you did gymnastics.
Yep.
Like, what level were you with gymnastics?
So I was level 10, which was the highest you could go in town.
Yeah.
So it was called like the national stream. So I did one overseas competition and a lot of like around town, like a lot of comps throughout the gymnastics career. Like it's crazy how many there are. It's a bit different to CrossFit. It's like a bunch. Like you do 10 in a year at least.
Right.
Yeah, and so went overseas. That was great. I competed in America. Competed for New South Wales on level 10, which was a really big goal, and I think that's the goal of most students as well.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool to be able to do that.
Yeah, that's awesome. So this year you competed at Tori Pro. Now that was your first like kind of elite event other than on the teams, but as an individual. How did you feel after you finished Tori Pro?
After I finished, I think I was just on a high for so long. It just wasn't really real for quite a long time, I don't think. I didn't go there having like heaps of expectations either. But I don't know, it was kind of weird because I didn't feel super nervous either.
Yeah.
I expected that I would go out there and like feel shaky and be like, oh god, what am I doing? But when I actually got there, I felt fine. Like it's weird, I don't know if it was because of all the years of gymnastics, you kind of like learn to control your nerves, being out on a stage and being like watched by so many people and trying to, obviously you've got to be perfect for gymnastics essentially.
I was going to say, at least in difference between gymnastics and CrossFit, you're not getting judged on your performance. It's just your abilities in CrossFit.
So that's pretty cool. But I loved it. I just loved it so much. I had so much fun and I felt really cool.
What was your favourite event?
My favourite probably would have been the rope climb one.
Yeah.
Rope climb shuttle run.
I remember you doing that one. I was watching you and I was like, God, you made that look so easy.
Well, funny, we actually did it here on those ropes and I don't know what's going on, but they must be taller. Our ropes here must be taller than what we did at Torian. Because it took me like 7 minutes here and at Torian it was like 4:01 or whatever. So I shaved 3 minutes off and here I was having to like stop and shake my arms out.
Wow.
And Torian could just keep on going too. So whether or not it was like the adrenaline or maybe the ropes were a little bit lower because it felt like I didn't have to climb as high.
But when I spoke to Emily, when she practiced it at her gym, she didn't even finish it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she finished it in
Yeah.
like better time than heaps at Tori.
Yeah, well, there you go. So it must have been something in the water. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, you probably just took fitter on the day. Yep.
Baby, I'm a gangster too. It takes two to tango. You don't wanna mess with me. Baby, I'm a gangster too. Baby, I'm a
So, having Georgia to train with, has that been like
Yeah,
helped heaps?
it helps a lot. Just like I get to sort of mentor her because she's a fair bit younger than me. I think she's 9 years younger. So it's good that she's coming up and she's keen, and that I've sort of been in some of these places before and get to help her along. But also as a training buddy, it works really well because she's obviously in the women's field and I'm in the men's, and so we can compete against each other every day, and it's never toxic or a problem. We've got our own little banter around it, but yeah, I think it's great that if she does well, I'm really happy for her, and if I do well, then I'm happy as well. But it's never a matter of like, oh, you know, you beat me in that one again, or like at a competition time, if she has a good event and I have a poor one, we can meet in the middle there, and you know, whereas if you're the same sex and like you did poorly and they did really well, it's really hard for you to be happy for that training partner because it's like, well, you just dusted me and I just came 20th. So so no, it works really, really well. And we've got a good relationship, and it's going really well.
Baby, I'm a gangster too. Baby, I'm a gangster too. Baby, I'm a gangster too.
So what are your plans this season?
This season coming up, I'd like to go back to Torian. We don't have any like real expectations. I'd like to just be better than I was last year. Hopefully be a little bit more well-rounded, so a little bit better at strength and moving heavy things, I suppose, a bit quicker. That would be my goal. And if I could like stay top 10 another year where there's sort of new athletes and like older athletes coming back to the scene and all things like that, I can be consistent. I'd be happy with that.
And you just did the down under qualifiers and you finished second behind Caitlin Denzil beat you?
Yeah.
So how'd you feel when you saw that leaderboard?
I was pretty excited, a bit shocked because it was a blind leaderboard the whole weekend.
Yeah,
So we had no
I
idea.
thought that was a good idea, but
Yeah.
people just don't like sit on it all the time, or they don't withhold their scores. They just put it in and just forget about it. They're like, okay, well, no one's going to see my score, so I'll just put it in. It doesn't matter if I only do it once.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like it's kind of more comp-like because on the day of a comp, like in your heat, you're not super aware of who someone is and you only really have one shot at it.
Yeah.
So with the blind leaderboard, I feel like it was a really cool idea. And I don't know, it makes you have to be more confident in yourself in what you do. You can't be like, oh, I was 10 seconds slower than this person, let's redo it and make sure I'm better. You've got to be like, I think I was happy with that, I think it's enough, leave it at that. Which I was confident, not super confident, but I was happy with myself, of what I did with the workouts. And then when the leaderboard was out, I was like, well, hang on a minute. So that was pretty cool.
So you got 2 kids now?
Yep.
So you got Frankie, and what's your son's name?
Yeah, well, Georgia and Maisie probably count as my kids as well, and Matt over there. But no, I've got 2 legitimate children, which is Frankie and Johnny. Yeah. So Frankie's nearly 5. She'll be 5 in January. And
She's growing so fast.
Yeah, I know, man. I don't know where it's gone.
She was so little when I was here last.
Yeah, and she's a little girl now. She's a devil in disguise, that kid.
How old is Johnny?
Johnny is, I don't know, like 16, 18 months, somewhere around there. What is he, January? What was Johnny? No, he was June. Johnny was June, so he was 12 on the 25th of June.
Yeah. So is he like you?
Yeah, he's a nut job.
Really?
Yeah, so Frankie is a maniac as well, but Johnny's just another level on, Frankie didn't climb or anything like that, and Johnny's if you see my kid, you'll think I beat him all the time. Like, he's got bruises all over him, always, like constantly. He's always falling over.
Man.
Yeah,
are you going to get him to like footy, or are you going to get him to like CrossFit, or is
I think I'm gonna have to try and stop him from doing things. I don't think it's going to be a problem of actually getting him to do anything. But yeah, no, him and Johnny and Frankie both see me train a little bit, and Frankie will be in the gym more and more next year with me. So yeah, I hope they're around it, and we're not going to push them to do it. We're just going to have them exposed to it, and if they want to do it, they can. And
Come over here and perform for me. I'm on it. Give me the.
What's your favourite CrossFit movement?
My favourite probably would be ring muscle ups, I reckon. I used to really struggle with them though, like it's taken me a while to actually
Girls don't do them in gymnastics, do
No,
they?
they don't do rings, they just do vault bars being on the floor, so no rings at all. So they were a struggle when I was learning them a few years back, and I remember I struggled to string 2 or 3 together and stuff, and now I can string like sets of 10 today in the workout, so.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think I like them so much because I just like the journey I've been on with them. Yeah, it makes me feel proud of how far you've come. Yeah.
What's it like training with Jake all the time?
It's pretty good. Like, he keeps everything pretty light-hearted, and he's always someone you can fall back on if you need a bit of a confidence boost or like a bit of a light-hearted joke or something. So yeah, it's really good. It's great to have a buddy that you feel like you can rely on, training-wise, friend-wise. He's also my coach as well, so got all that wrapped in one. So I'm pretty lucky.
Yeah, awesome.
I'm on it. Give me the. You know, realize I am the DJ, so me take up the mic and then say, just give me the light and pass the joe. Make you feel like you're in control. Yeah, let me know myself.
How do you juggle like having the gym and trying to be an athlete at the same time?
Yeah, I'm really lucky at the moment. So when, it was a conscious decision to compete again, because I wasn't going to, because it was like a real time problem.
Yeah.
Between coaching and stuff. But then Matt, who's the manager of the gym, and he's just the guy, right? Like, he just gets everything done. and he sort of sat down, and Ellen and we sat down like as three and like, right, do we want to compete again or not? And then I was like, yeah, I do want to, but I don't know if we can do it, you know, time wise. And yeah, everyone sort of came to the party, and Georgia said that she was keen and she wanted to have a dig. So that made that easier, and yeah, so the staff like take a lot of load off me in terms of I don't really coach in the gym that much. I might do some like Olympic lifting, or I'll fill in for a class, or I'll coach on, you know, competition meets or things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, our staff in the gym are awesome. Ellen is awesome, like my partner, she does everything. My parents help us with the kids, and I'm just really lucky with the support I have. Like, if I didn't have the support, then I don't know how you would do it. So yeah, I'm really lucky. Like, as I said, I don't coach that much. I just get to train and then oversee it, you know, like I do the programming and do all this sort of stuff around the gym.
So you still write the gym's programming?
No, not anymore. Since so after Torian, we had the last chance qualifier.
Yep.
So as I was looking for, you know, tracks to jump on, I jumped on Mayhem, just to sort of keep doing some CrossFit and prep into it. And I really enjoyed it, and I liked it so much that as that last chance got closer and closer, I was like, well, these guys do an affiliate option, we should check this out so I can full focus. And yeah, we jumped on the affiliate thing, and like the gym goes great. The gym does similar things to George and I each day, and just sort of ties in really well. So that's where we're at with that now. But what I'll usually do on a Friday is like go through and make sure that it fits well with the gym, and then edit anything we need to or adjust it to suit the gym.
Alright, then I got to know which one is gonna catch my flow, cause I'm in the vibes and I got my dough. Make you feel like I'm in and go. Girl, I'm looking hype and I got to know.
What advice would you give to someone coming up? So today we had Maisie, and she's 16, and she's actually really good. I was like, oh my god, she was so good already.
Crazy.
Like 16 years old. What would you say to them coming into the sport after your experience coming into the sport?
I think I would say don't feel like you have to rush and be great at everything straight away. Like, things will take time, and you know, like, I'm still learning and still being better at things. There's always room for improvement. But I think one of the best things you could do is just find yourself a good training partner or training group, and be consistent with the program that you follow, and like gains and your improvements will just come naturally, and so much easier that way as well, rather than, you know, getting caught up in something and constantly changing programs and being a bit all over the shop. But if you can find a good group that you feel supported with and you feel motivated to train with every day, I think that makes all the difference.
Have you lived here your whole life?
Yeah, I moved here when I was 5, so pretty
So
much.
you grew up here pretty much. And what do you do for work?
I just coach here at Snake Athletics. So
that's
I did
convenient.
coach gymnastics whilst I was there competing, but then sort of when I made the shift, Jake wanted me to coach.
Yeah,
But
right.
I coach here, I love it.
Oh, that's
so.
good. So at least it's convenient, you know, to like juggle too many places and go heaps, or like schedules and stuff. So
Yeah, exactly. It suits the lifestyle very well.
Shake that thing, miss. Can I shake that thing, miss? Annabella, shake that thing, yeah. Donna.
So you recently just changed to Mayhem.
Yep.
And who were you with before that?
So going into Torian, I was with Training Think Tank for a little while, in the build into it. And then before that was obviously Bobby D with Raw. I'm still like on Raw, I guess. Like, I still talk to Rob and stuff all the time, more as a mentor than a coach though. Yeah, I think for me, like where I'm at with competing is like Rob's such a good mate of mine that I know that I should probably get him to like write for me individually, but I've also got George who I like to like adjust things for, and then I'm so, like I said, like ADHD, like I'll deviate off the plan, and like I don't want to do that to Rob either. Like, I don't want him to spend the time and do it and then me jump off this because I felt like doing this.
So
that's why Mayhem works really well for us. It's got all the options on there, and then we build our week around it, you know.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, this morning was hard.
Yeah,
I
tough,
found that hard.
Yeah. So did I, don't worry.
I reckon when I was doing the burpee box jump overs, I was like having flashbacks to the last time I was here. We were doing those massive, like,
over the wall.
we had the dead ball, and we had to put it over the wall.
Deep ball.
I died
burpee
back then
get-overs.
too.
Yeah.
Oh, that was. Do you still do like a big group of people on the weekends?
Yeah. Usually we get, and our training days are like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which it's cool. Like, we get, you know, different groups come in different times, but every other Saturday I'd say we have a big group, and then otherwise it's like 5, 6 to 10 people each time.
Yeah.
Jody and Rebecca. Woman, shake, 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 shake.
What is your end goal with CrossFit? Like, obviously, I'm guessing you want to make the games.
Yeah, I think so. Like, I don't think that's my one or like be all and end all of CrossFit. Like, if I don't make the games, I haven't succeeded. Because I don't think that was ever really my plan starting. I didn't know what CrossFit was before I obviously came here and met Jake and stuff, and we just sort of said, hey, let's give it a crack and see what happens.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I think just as long as I'm doing it whilst I like it and I love it, whatever happens, happens. If I make the games, it'll be scary but cool, but like if I don't, it is what it is. So
Yeah.
I think, yeah, just keep enjoying it and meet some new people along the way and keep having fun with it.
Shake that, shake, 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 shake that, shake that, shake, 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 shake that, shake, 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 shake. Bam bam, take it, bam bam bam, take it, take it, shake.
Jake versus Georgia just walking around.
Young.
Huh?
To be young.
To be young again. Exactly.
George's ready to go again.
Georgia hasn't worked out.
No.
Jake's just.
She hasn't sweated yet.
All photoshopped.
Yeah. Which one did you think was the hardest?
The last one.
Yeah.
Last one?
Yeah.
Sandbag one.
Which one was the easiest?
I think the GHD one.
Yeah, that one I felt like I could breathe more, but my legs were just like cooked from the bike.
Yeah, I reckon you
My
could
legs
keep
were
that
dry.
pace though for like 20 minutes, eh?
Yeah.
It's like you sort of get your breath back on the GHD and then. Yeah.
I reckon it would have been a different story if it had been GHDs and ski. Because it would have been using the same sort of flexion.
Flexing, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I like
You kept
it.
up
You
with
can
them.
sort of sit.
You did really well. I was like,
You
man,
did
you're
great.
hammering.
Yeah. Did you beat me off the box on the first set of box jumps? I think you did.
I don't know.
I can see you beside me. Fuck, on the like set of 15 or something, I thought you caught up to me. And then I could just see your legs like doing this, and I was like, "What's she doing?" Like, she's not getting on the box, but you were still sitting on the bike. And I could just see your legs. What the fuck?
Like it's a cliff.
Yeah, I was like, it looked like you were like, oh.
Wasn't unsure, wasn't sure about it.
But my legs got so heavy on that box jump one.
Yeah, mine too.
I started like trying to find comfort in changing up the way I was box jumping. Just nothing else.
You were jumping really high onto the box.
Yeah, because my knee sort of jacks up with like that impact flexion, if that makes sense. Like I can squat pretty good now, but it's like heaps of bounding in that deep squat doesn't help, so I sort of have to land high all the time. It makes my box jump so slow.
Yeah.
I'm just working on it.
So, where did you finish in the Down Under qualifiers?
No, I got an invite.
Oh, that's right, because you're top 5.
Yeah. Yeah, so really lucky.
Were you grateful you didn't have to do
Oh,
that?
yeah, I hate qualifiers, man. I hate them. Yeah, so I was like really grateful. I just got to like chill out, and I didn't even look at them. I didn't look at the only things I was looking at was like the women's and Georgia scores and stuff like that. But I tried not to look. I haven't actually looked at the guys' stuff yet.
Because Georgia
Scores.
did she come second?
Yeah, second. Yeah, Caitlin. Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah, which is really good. It's like a testament to her hard work as well. But
Yeah.
she executed pretty well. So I sort of know what the women got, but I didn't even look at what the guys got. I don't like doing that
I
to
haven't
myself.
really even looked, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, what is your goal for Down Under?
Oh, look, I'm gonna try and treat it just like Tori, and like just get out there and enjoy it. And I know it's like really cliche to say that, but yeah, I know I seem to go better when it's not about the result. It's just more about like just executing each particular workout.
Yeah.
Obviously, I would like to be at the top or near the top. Like that's what everyone that's there wants to do, right?
Yeah.
But I think if I can just be more well-rounded than what I was at Torian as well, that'll be the goal.
And hopefully, like if they had have had 5 spots this year, you would have made it to the games.
Yeah, crazy, eh?
I really do think that CrossFit needs to open up more spots in Australia. We've got one of the toughest regions. We've got some of the best athletes in the world come from this region. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's
surely they need to have a few more.
yeah, it's just crazy. Like coming fifth was awesome, and like yeah, if there was 5 spots, yeah, I would have made it. But when you look at someone like Royce who came fourth, and then his finishes, I think he only had 1 finish outside of 10.
Yeah.
And it might have been like 13 or 14, and then the rest of his is like 5th or something. He still doesn't make it. Like,
Yeah.
it's far out.
Yeah, it's hard. It's
Yeah,
super tough.
so-
Like, I reckon also like the winner of the previous year for the CrossFit Games, like Tia and that, they should just get an automatic invite to the next year.
That's what used to happen.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Back
I
in the
didn't
day.
know that.
Yep, they used to, and I think that Rich or Graham Holmberg was like one of the last ones that got that
Oh,
before they
wow.
changed it back to yeah.
I reckon that should just be a part of your prize. You get into
Yeah,
next year.
yeah, you can do
Keep
this
training,
next year
you
if
can
you
go
want.
next
Yeah,
year,
yeah,
or
yeah.
you can just, not do it if you don't want to. So,
Yeah.
and that then frees up a spot as well. But yeah, I think the Australian competition is super hectic and super tough. So.
Yeah, I think that that top 10 in the men and women are just so condensed. Hey, like yeah, you can't afford, like Jay's not dropping a workout. They're just so well rounded. Those like
Yeah.
4 or 5 guys at the peak of each thing, and like Ricky's obviously really well rounded. So
I'm actually surprised, but like when Jay and Beto go over to the games, they just don't seem to be able to compete as well as what they do in there. It's like the environment in Australia. Like
Yeah, I don't know.
sometimes I don't know. It just seems every year that they've gone. Like I would think that maybe they would be a little bit better, but I don't know, maybe their jet lag and stuff. Like does
yeah,
that
there's
kind of
also
stuff
like a lot of
play
weird
part?
things that maybe we don't know about at the games,
Yeah.
like
Food,
like,
I guess. As
yeah,
well, big thing.
yeah, sleep, accommodation,
Yeah.
like all, judges and lanes and things like that, and like it is hard at those competitions to come from like a lower heat. So if you did start in a lower heat or something, we had one bad workout, it's really hard to claw your way back then.
Yeah.
So I don't know, and then more events, obviously there's more chance to jump up. There's also more chance to maybe drop one here or
Yeah.
there again.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but either way, those dudes are like super fit. Like they're crazy fit. If you're just at the game, even if you come last at the games, you're a beast.
Yeah. Did someone introduce you to CrossFit here, or did you like discover it yourself?
I had a few friends that were coming here first, so girls that I did gymnastics with, once they stopped, came into CrossFit because they also had friends doing it.
Yeah.
So my best friend actually, Caitlin, introduced me to it basically.
Yeah, nice. I bet you're glad she did.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll go home, thank you.
I'm a sinner when I come around. Temperature high, so give me the light, yeah. Oh, she love it when it's going down. Get busy, no.
What are your goals for like CrossFit?
I don't know. Like obviously, I would love to make the games. It's always been the goal, But for now, it's just trying to be there and do it, and just one event at a time now. Like especially with the kids at their age, and if there was ever a point where I felt like it's too much time consumed with it or whatever, then I'd just probably stop. But I'm really enjoying it now, and I like the training environment we've got, and
Yeah.
so I'm just going to keep, I'll assess again after Down Under, and if I'm enjoying it now, so if I enjoy it then I'll try and make a run for Tori, and hopefully we get more registered in Australia and we get more
Yeah.
spots, and
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
yeah.
So yeah. All right, we're about to do another workout.
Mhm.
So we're doing.
We're going to do some echo bike, we are. So
Oh,
we're
we're
going
doing the echo bike.
Yeah, we're just going to do like some power, snatch and clean and jerk, and then
Yeah.
we're going to go echo bike, muscle up,
Toes to bar.
toe to bar, echo bike, yeah.
So,
So echo bike, muscle up, echo bike, toe to bar. Yeah, rest. So we'll do 3 sets of that.
And then we're going to.
We're going to go swim. Yeah. Heaps of fun.
All right, let's get going.
Cool.
Oh,
Both my legs are numb.
Oh my god, I'm so stiff.
How hard was it for him to compliment us, Hates complimenting me.
Hates complimenting people.
I talked you up.
Yeah, I could see.
Best thing I've ever
Had
said.
your fingers crossed.
Yeah, best thing I've ever said about you right there.
When your body's on my mind. Baby, you know I don't stop till I'm making you scream, girl, I'm showing you I'm a performer. When I'm on top, girl, I won't stop giving you our thoughts like you and Rihanna. We keep flirting while we burning on that dirty Diana. Sick kick shop off.
Was Tori in your first year? Like a competitive stuff?
I think like taking it seriously, yeah. But I competed in Asia for the Asia cross.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Champs
Oh.
in like 20.
Oh yeah.
19 maybe,
They're like,
or-
what were they called? Sanctionals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had done Down Under as a team as well.
Yeah.
And became last or something, so. Not just for fun, I guess.
Well, at least you're out there. It's better than some of the
Yeah.
other teams who didn't make it there.
Yeah, so I had done probably 2, I suppose, like.
Was Ellen on the team?
big-ish.
Who was on the
My
team?
Ellen?
Yeah.
No, it was
No,
Tiff.
yeah, Tiff
Yeah, a girl.
Chapman.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
two of the boys, so.
Yeah. So where'd
Yeah.
you come in Asia?
Oh, maybe like 19th or 21st or something. But it was only like I would say it was a small comp.
Was that the one that Rich and that went to?
Yeah, as a team, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so that was cool though. I really liked that one. I thought it was fun.
Good experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
We give it to you hot like a sauna.
Well, on the wait, hold out, keeping you warm. I got the right, the fish center, you. Hold on, girl, I got the right tactics to turn you on. And girl, I wanna be the papa, you can be the mom. Oh.
All right. So you're about to start coaching now.
Yep.
So, what are your plans for the weekend?
This weekend actually going away. We're going to Winnipeg for the week, so a bit of a R&R week incoming. It's not meant to be great weather, but we'll
I
be
saw
on
that
the...
actually. It's supposed to be raining.
Yeah, I know. It's such a bugger. But anyway. But we're right on the beach, so hopefully if you like beach wads and getting a bit more comfortable in the ocean, might be good.
Oh yes.
Swimming's...
If you think that what we were in today was cold, get ready for it.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be a huge shock.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. Well, thank you so much for letting me come and hang out with you guys today. Like, it's crazy to see. Like, it's awesome to train with you guys because it makes me go, oh my god, I'm so unfit. But when I scale it, it's alright. So it's good.
Don't worry, we think that every day. We're like, oh my god, we're so unfit.
Yeah.